All right, guys, I'm here to talk about Irene Aldana versus Macy Chiasson, if that's how you say it. I got Irene right. This is a very good fight. Fight that absolutely belongs on the main card. A lot of times when women fight, not that it sucks, but it has the tendency to suck the life out of the fucking room. Let's be honest. And that's not the case here. This is a very good fight between two top fighters, depending on what fucking weight they're at. And that's why they got top billing here over the other girls. Norma Dumont is still a top fighter in her own right, and Macy Chiasson took her out in her last one. So, good fight here. I think these girls are both very dangerous fighters, two of the most dangerous females on the roster. Aldana's coming into her own as a finisher. Got those knocked out Ketlin Vieira and Yana Kunitskaya, TKO'd her. And Macy Chiasson has finished a lot of fighters coming up. She hasn't finished as much recently, but coming into the UFC, she had a dominant run on the Ultimate Fighter, knocking out Larissa Pacheco and knocking out Leah Letson before going to war and taking out Pani Kianzad with a submission. That was a good submission battle, and Macy showed some heart there and good submission skills into a deep war there. So there was upside coming into her career, Macy Chiasson, especially being so physical. And then she took out Sarah Moraz with her physicality and whoever else. And you could see she's dangerous. But then I think just like all fighters, when they start getting better, they start getting more tactical. They're coached. So they lose that raw, finishing ability sometimes or physicality. And Macy Chiasson does fight like a more controlled fighter. But doesn't always work out in her favor. She's a girl who needs to learn to fight like that because she's 5'11". She's taller than any other female, I want to say, maybe in the fucking world for all I know. But she's got these physical advantages, and she would be a fool not to make strong use of them. Like a semi-shield. That's how you want to utilize your reach. And she's a girl who hasn't always fought like that. Another big strength of hers is she uses her physicality to dominate on top. And she's deadly on top. She can be deadly, but she can also be a wet blanket, which I think is, generally speaking, especially in this fight, her better course of action. Fighting boring on the ground. Not that I'm fucking rooting for it. I'm just saying if you're betting on Kianzad. And look, Irene Aldana, her last loss to Holly Holm, she was beaten everywhere, but she was beaten on the ground too. Holly Holm, I don't know. I know her physicality and her athleticism is superior, and she is a superior athlete to Macy Chiasson, I'd say, and she probably makes a better wrestler. But I don't know if she's a better wrestler than Macy Chiasson. Macy is certainly a fighter that's more geared towards her top game, and if she's able to get Aldana down, she can, like I said, she's better off holding her down. But also, if she's able to hurt Aldana, she could put her away. Aldana's been put away with ground and pound before. Tanya Evinger, someone else. Evinger got her out in the 4th round, though. This is a 3rd round fight. But Macy's, a bigger monster than Tanya Evinger. So it's possible she's got past the victory here. And also, if she's able to fight using her length on the feet without fighting on the ground and winning a stand-up fight, she could take it to Aldana. I just think that's a bad move because Aldana, will remain comfortable. Macy Chiasson, I don't think, can fight comfortably jousting for 15 minutes, and Aldana will be there for a war. And her cardio won't fail her, and she's got really good hands. And I could see her putting Macy Chiasson away. That's my prediction, by the way. She gets a late finish in the 2nd round, kind of like Raquel Pennington's guillotine choke over Macy, which still a submission is possible. Aldana's got submission skills, put away Betch Correa, I think, and it's more a question of if that's Macy's main weakness, and that'll be the hole that Aldana finds first. This show is getting perverted. All right. But Aldana's path to victory is keeping this fight standing and remaining the more comfortable fighter. She can hang in the pocket, and she's not going to be dominated and bullied like a lot of these other fighters Macy's fought. Aldana is not as big as her, but she's close. I think she's 2 inches shorter, 3 inches shorter, whatever. But she's one of the bigger girls herself, and just I know she's got that grit. I always go back to that fight with Lucia Pudilova. That's how you say it now, instead of Lucy. But that was way back when, and she showed a lot of toughness there, and she's only shown toughness since then, and that includes her losses. She was almost finished in the last round of the 5th round of her fight with Holly Holm, and she hung in there. So Irene Aldana is very tough and very tough to put away, certainly on the feet. On the ground, she's been put away a few times or whatever, but that was way back when. She's shown to be a different caliber in the UFC, and that's why my gut is that she wins. And I've got her winning via taking over the fight on the feet. Could lead to a decision, of course, but I think if she's winning a fight on the feet, if Macy's losing a fight on the feet, in which she's not the bully, she's going to get finished. That's my prediction. So I'm going Aldana late finish, and I'm hedging that with Macy finish by going with the under, plus 155 for under 2.5 rounds. Not the best line. I'm aware these are women, not to be fucking whatever, but I am whatever. But I like the odds there. I really do. I think it enticed me on sight. So just because I appreciate how both of them are such dangerous fighters. Macy could win a decision. Well, I mean, Aldana is more likely to win a decision, but I sprinkled Macy winning a decision at plus 275 just because, I'm a degenerate. And Irene Aldana getting a finish, which is my prediction, is plus 240. That includes a submission. You can get better odds, almost not double, but slightly better odds on the knockout, which I do think is more likely. But considering how Macy Chiasson lost, it could be a question of how she loses, a matter of how she loses. So I wanted the submission in my play. All right. And also, I don't think I talked about this, but Macy Chiasson has been knocked out before. She was knocked out as an amateur. She fought this girl, I forget her name, but it was on YouTube. It's on YouTube now. I saw the fight a few days ago. Girl came and went as an amateur, undefeated, and didn't stick around fighting. So she could have been someone great, but she dominated Macy. In a 3-round fight, took her down, beat the living shit out of her, and then, well, I don't know about beat the living shit out of her, but she dominated her in a 3-minute round. And then in the second round, knocked her out in 15 seconds. And I mean a clean knockout where she hit her on the jaw with one punch, or, at the end of a combination, it was one punch that landed, and Macy went face down. She turned around and went face down into the canvas. It was a knockout. That was 2 years before she was on The Ultimate Fighter, but it's not nothing. These things are never nothing, aside from when they are, and I'm trying to convince you that they are. But against a fighter like Aldana, I could see that coming into play. Just, if she's got any sort of chin, not that she's compromised the fighter, but if that's a weakness of hers in any realm, I could see the striking leading to a finish in more than one way for Irene Aldana. So that's my prediction, my bets, whatever the fuck. Next up, Johnny Walker versus Iwan Cutelaba. Please tune in. And for this one, I'm not going to kill anybody, but I'm going to rob a bank at the end of the video. So you got to watch it. Johnny Walker versus Iwan Cutelaba. Thank you.